Good morning, everyone. Aaron Nagler here with Cheesehead TV, and I start on a somber note to let you all know that Packer transplants will not be happening tonight. I want to get that out of the way right away because I'm dealing with some deep disappointment here. We're going to have to push to next week, and it's nobody's fault but mine. Lay all the blame on me. It is a LiveX issue, but it is ultimately my fault. So do not blame Corey. Do not blame LiveX. Blame Aaron Nagler. Packer transplants will debut next Wednesday at 5 p.m., not this evening at 5 p.m. With that out of the way, hello to everybody in the comment section. Good to see everybody. The Packers are back on the practice field today, getting ready for the Detroit Lions, who obviously are hurting in the secondary, though I saw news that Desmond Trufant does have a chance to play. So that is something worth monitoring as Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers await. Packerman injury update. Patrick, Packerman seems to be doing well. He wrote from the hospital that they're starting to let him eat solid foods again. So he should be on course to be available for Sunday's game against the Lions. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Me too, man. Me too. What time do we generally hear the injury report? Well, the official injury report comes out at the end of the day, but I suspect we'll have some kind of reporting around Kenny Clark sometime this afternoon. Usually word leaks out to one of the guys or gals who covers the team on a regular basis, and that gets reported maybe before practice, but probably after. Adrian Peterson back in Green Bay is so weird. Yeah, and as I can't remember who it was, but somebody on Twitter said he'll probably have like 300 yards, 350 yards total in 2 games against the Packers and like 80 yards for the rest of the season. Are the Brewers going to make the playoffs? Yes. Did you already tweet your signature yes or no on OBJ? Johnny, I did. I gave it a maybe. It's one of those things that I don't expect them to do. I don't think they would seriously consider it, but you never know. That is a premier talent, regardless of what you think of him off the field, what he's done in Cleveland. He is still a blue chip player if you get him in the right offense with a good quarterback, which obviously the Packers have. So, I didn't think they were going to be in on Mac, and they were in on Mac. Now, obviously, they had a lot more available to them, salary cap wise, money wise, etc., draft pick wise, but they were in on Mac, and I didn't expect that to happen. So, I'm giving OBJ the maybe. Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. Alex, thank you for the super chat. Crazy how Lazard and MVS were more productive than any rookie wide receiver. Also, I love Jair, all-pro maybe. Yeah, Jair's definitely got all-pro capability. He's just got to be consistent. But yes, 1,000% capable of being an all-pro. Lazard and MVS were certainly productive. I shot out a note last night that I saw, which I thought was amazing. This is great and true. Let me get it for you guys real quick. About the wide receivers. They were more productive in Minnesota than any other wide receiver combination the Packers have had since the merger. It's only the second time. So it's happened one other time. But it's the second time Green Bay's wide receivers combined for 20-plus receptions, 300-plus receiving yards, and 4-plus receiving touchdowns in a single game. The only other time that's happened was back in 2011 against Denver. And everybody said they had no weapons. I laugh in their general direction. Am I a jerk for thinking Jair is a little overrated? 110 in the TD, not great. Yes, you are a jerk. No, you're not a jerk, but I would be wary of dismissing someone because of a stat line. And, that's why I'm talking about the consistency. He has the ability. He has all the ability in the world. It's got to be a little bit more consistent. Davante cooking again this Sunday? Yes. What do you make of the second half defense? Cause for concern? Not really. I think some of it's situational. A couple guys had some bad plays, Jair being one of them, Darnell Savage being another. But overall, I don't see it as a cause for concern because situationally, for the most part, not extensively, but for the most part, they were trying to just keep things in front of them, and they weren't going exotic, and they really were just, in a very different situation than they were, say, the first half. Now, that first drive, that's a bit concerning because obviously then it's the first drive of the game. Yes, you're getting the openers from Minnesota, so they're going to be scripted, what have you. But I mean, they showed some real vulnerability there that I didn't love. Even Colin Cowherd is sick of hearing that Green Bay doesn't have any weapons. Any reason why EQ didn't see action Sunday? Well, he was inactive, so that would be why. In your great words, this is our team. Yep, you darn right. Media is blowing up on Rodgers' revenge tour. Couldn't have anything to do with it being year 2 in the new offense. Oh, it absolutely is. That's a big part of it. But, Aaron Rodgers is the trigger man of said offense. I love how before the game, all the quote analysts were down on Rodgers, saying it was basically done. Then after the game, they realized what all of us Packer fans knew all along. He's a bad man. Indeed. Why do the Lions always make it tough for us? Well, I know it's funny because they had some graphic during the Lions game about Patricia and all the close games they've lost and leads they've blown, etc. I don't really think that's indicative of him as a coach. And I know that seems counterintuitive, but I think he's a pretty damn good coach. And yes, they have had some bad luck at the ends of games. They've had some really bad things just go against them, bounce of the ball, bad flag, whatever, at the worst possible times. But as Matt LaFleur has said twice now, they gave the Packers all they could handle last year for both games. And, one of those games, they were being quarterbacked by their third string quarterback. So, yeah, the Packers, this is not a game that you can overlook in any way, shape, or form. How did Gary look? I thought he looked really good. I thought he looked sprightly. His effort is insane, man. Yeah, you see there are plays that are run away from him downfield, and he is still, balls to the wall sprinting to try and make the tackle, even though there's probably little chance he's going to get there. You love to see, man. That guy plays, at least on Sunday, he was playing like his hair was on fire, and I love that. Some franchises just don't figure it out, no matter what. Yeah, no matter the coach. It's weird how sports are. Jimmy, I mean, it is institutional sometimes. Look at the Browns and the Jets at the moment. I mean, those are two franchises that cannot get out of their way. And they just keep hiring coaches, expecting things to change, and GMs, and nothing changes, Nathan, thanks for the super chat. Year 2 is real. Watched a lot of 2015 Falcon games, and Ryan looked bad. The next year, he was an MVP. I don't doubt it, man. And that was obviously with LaFleur on staff. Eric, thank you for the super chat. Is Lane Taylor a free agent after this season? What are the details of his contract? Well, let's take a look. I know they redid his contract prior to this season. I think it's a 1-year deal. So I think, yes, he would be a free agent, but just let me, since the internet's here and available to me, I might as well make sure. I think he's a free agent. Yep. Unrestricted free agent as of this summer. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe the Packers get him back on the cheap. The Lions pick in the top 10 like every single year, but blame the refs for the lack of success. I'm so happy I'm not a fan of that team. Well, they did take a tight end in the top 15, so that tells you something. Thoughts about Chris Barnes Sunday and moving forward. Interested to see if he gets on the field a little bit more. I really liked his performance on Sunday. The All-22 still isn't out, so I haven't had a chance to look at the coach's tape yet, but from what I could see on the broadcast, he looked active, involved, had a lot of really plays where he really diagnosed well and got through the wash and made a tackle. So, yeah, I hope he's on the field a little bit more. I'm going to use one of Nags' lines. First game was great, but whole lot of ball game left. Yeah, no doubt. No question. Sorry, guys. Get that off the screen. Drop 50 on these clowns. I'm sure they'd like to. Have there been any updates on Kenny Clark? Nothing yet. We'll probably hear something this afternoon. And first injury report comes out later today. I would think there would be some Kenny news prior to that. Is DeGuara the man as a blocker? I don't know about the man, but he was certainly willing and able on Sunday against the Vikings. Man alive, he looked really good. He looked better in that game than I saw throughout camp. And he was being used in like that fullback role, lead blocker, etc., on a number of occasions this summer. And I didn't see anything like what we saw on Sunday afternoon. I mean, obviously, it's the first time he's live, in the sense of, other than the young guy sessions they had at the end of practices, and even that wasn't fully live. But man, he seemed to relish it, right? I'm all in on that because I love him as a receiver. And if he brings the blocking like that every week, hot diggity dog. Have we ever swept our division 2 years in a row? Sean, I don't believe so. I'd have to check with Elias on that one, but man, would that be amazing. But it's week 1. A lot of ball game left. Josh Jackson needs to take the jump. Well, Josh Jackson needs to get on the field. He only played 2 snaps on Sunday. And I have to think a lot of that was down to the opponent and the fact that they didn't play a ton of multi-wide receiver sets. You get a team that's going to try and spread the Packers out, you'll probably see Josh Jackson. Donnie, thank you for the super chat. What scares you more, Billy Turner at right tackle or John Runyon Jr. at guard for the season? Good to catch you live today. Thanks, buddy. Scares me more. Either one really scares me. I got to tell you, I don't love Billy Turner at right tackle. I'd much rather have Elton Jenkins at right tackle and slide Lucas Patrick if he's available, in which it sounds like he will be in there at left guard, but or Runyon at left guard. But yeah, neither one really scares me. But again, yeah, I'd prefer someone else at right tackle. We will smash the 49ers and Bucks. Whoa, hey, whoa, take it easy there, kid. Slow down, you move too fast. Have to make that morning last. Stefan, thanks for the super chat from Austria. What's up? Odds they let 69 walk and Jenkins is the left tackle of the future? I suppose it's a possibility. Can't completely dismiss that idea, but I really hope they don't. I'd much rather keep him around. What did you think of Savage versus the Vikings? I didn't think he had a great game. He was up and down. He was inconsistent. There were some signs of really great play. Again, haven't seen the All-22. Until I see the coach's tape, it's hard to really comment a lot on safety play. But first blush, really, really inconsistent. Sorry, guys. People texted me. Did the Vikings not pump in any crowd noise? It seemed extra quiet during the game. The actual stadium, they have been pumping in noise forever. Why stop now? I think they did a little bit, but you heard Aaron yesterday on the Pat McAfee show talk about how it was so weird because he could hear their sideline after big plays. Like normally, it's so loud that you can't hear guys like right next to you. But he said every time there was a play the Packers made, he heard their sideline. And he said that's never happened. And that's totally bizarre. Did Zimmer snub LaFleur after his big fat L again? I don't know. They showed from the broadcast copy, they showed LaFleur walking out to go for the handshake. And then he stops and says hi to a Vikings player on the way. And then they cut to Zimmer, who was walking out into the field. So I got to assume they shook hands, but they never showed it that I saw. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to ask Coach about that. William, thanks for the super chat. What's underrated about the Packers drafting is that they draft amazing people of the field, like they know they are not off the field. Got it. You've missed an F there, buddy. Off the field, like they know they are not divas. I mean, I don't know about they know they're not divas, but I think there is, a kernel of truth to what you're talking about there as far as the types of people they want to bring in, the types of guys that they want to draft. And that started, basically with Ted, very much so. The scouting game, so to speak, has really changed in the last 20 years. It used to be just breaking down tape. Maybe you talk to a kid's coach and you'd be set. Now, a lot of that time, the scouts' time, the regional scouts, their time is spent digging into background, digging into character and stuff like that. And it's clear, like you said, the Packers, they tend to bring in guys that, are A, all football, and or B, just seem to have it together, so to speak. Do the guys that got called up from the practice squad love it return to practice squad? Yes, they do. They could be called up again. Oh, and speaking of the practice squad, yesterday I tweeted out that there were no transactions on the wire, including practice squad protections. And someone asked what protections were, and I didn't get around to answering it because I was walking somewhere. But For those of you who are unaware, this year, each team has to designate earlier in the week, but they can declare practice squad, 4 practice squad players. They can protect them from being poached, basically, by another team. So if the Packers protect a guy for that week, no team can come in and sign them off their practice squad, which prior to this year, that's how it worked. But they can still do it to any of the other, 12 guys on the practice squad. They just can't do it to those 4. But the Packers had no protections this week. Podcast 1919, thanks for the super chat. Nags, happy to see Aaron Rodgers' old throwing motion. I mean, yeah, I did. I keep seeing people talk about that. It's not that different, I don't think. But I do think it's noticeable that his footwork is better. And I think that makes it more noticeable. His base is better. And the few times it wasn't, you saw the ball kind of die on him. But to me, that was the most noticeable thing. And that was also a product of playing in rhythm. Brian, thanks for the super chat. DeGuara gets his first TD this weekend. I'm down for it, man. Totally down for it. What else we got? Nags, just joining, but any chance we trade for Allen Robinson? No. What else we got? Unicorn, what's up? Time to order a Big Mac to plug the D-line? Well stated, Unicorn. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I would think Dalen Mack will probably be brought up this week, but we'll see. I'm in the middle of a college algebra class, but screw it. I think Cheesehead TV is more important than my grades. Be cool. Stay in school, man. Don't do drugs. All right, what else we got? J.K. Scott was kicking things just the way I wanted from the bench. Nice. Has the snack ship sailed? Wish we could get him. They tried. He said no. He's not playing this year. I mean, I think that's becoming pretty clear. Maybe he changes his mind, but the Packers gave him a pretty damn good offer, and he either just flat out refused or said, we'll see. Either way, the Packers have done what they can in that regard. What about trading for OBJ? I talked about it at the start of the stream. It's a possibility. I doubt it happens, but never say never. Packer Ranter is here, Keanu Reeves. Well, let me tell you about Keanu Reeves. Everyone wants to talk about John Wick this and Point Break that. Maybe, Bill and Ted is back. But can we give a shout out to his role in Parenthood? And he has one of the greatest lines in cinema history when he says, you need a license to fish or permit to own a gun, but they let any asshole be a father. It's one of the greatest lines in cinema history. Keanu Reeves, buddy. Love him. Arthur, thanks for the super chat. Odds Rodgers throws for 4+ versus the Lions with young defensive backs. Well, Arthur, news was this morning that Trufant may play, so maybe it's not all young DBs, but yeah, there's a good chance he throws for a bunch more touchdowns. I'm not going to say 4 again, but at home against the Lions, ready to cook, I like their chances. Unicorn, thanks for the super chat. I say Runyon left guard, Patrick right guard, Jenkins right tackle. It's a possibility. They've certainly shown that they can juggle guys around. Real credit to Stenovich there, but yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. Pack Attack, thanks for the super chat. Is there something I am missing with Bob Tonyan? It seems like he flashes great talent, yet struggles to be the number one guy. Wow. Okay, I got this on Sternberger yesterday. What struggled how? He played well. He just didn't get the ball thrown to him. That doesn't mean he struggled. It was very clear the game plan was about attacking the corners with the wide receivers. Maybe this week it'll be different, though I doubt it because the Lions are banged up there. This offense is going to be different every week. And, there will be some consistency with certain players, a la Devontae Adams. But for the most part, the complementary pieces are going to rise and fall as the game plan dictates. And just because Tonyan didn't put up a bunch of numbers doesn't mean he didn't play well. DeGuara is getting a lot of love because A, he's new, and B, it's clear that the H-back type that they love so much got a lot of utilization against the Vikings. So I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss Big Bob. Nathan, the Keanu line really hit home, huh? Some days more than others. Vincent, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Aaron, love the content. What did you think of Kirksey on Sunday? I thought he was solid. I thought he was a little slow. First live game, full game action in, how many years? I think that was to be expected. I expect him to look a lot better on Sunday against the Lions. But yeah, I think he was thinking a little bit too much. AJ Hawk loves cigars. Yes, he does. I got time for one or two more. What else we got here, huh? Offense scores 40 plus. Some players, quote, struggled. This is what entitled town is. No, I mean, I get it. I understand. Especially after, Tanyan was running number one tight end pretty much all camp. Not that we could report that. So, to see him not get targeted, not get thrown at, I understand people saying, well, what's going on with Tanyan? But yeah, struggled. That's a bit much. Is it bad that I don't want fans in the stands all year? I want COVID gone, but if they can play in a quiet environment all year, they could win a lot of games and score a lot of points. I am fine with no fans in all the other stands. I want fans at Lambeau, man. If for no other reason than it means my good friend Corey Banke can be in attendance. How's that for a plug? All right, I got to get going. Can't thank you guys enough for hanging out, talking Packers. Please hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're so inclined, consider giving us $5 a month on our Patreon, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. Oh, Juan with a late super chat. Thoughts on Gary's game on Sunday? Thanks for all the content throughout the long offseason. You're welcome, man. I talked about him a little bit earlier in the stream. I thought he was playing like his hair was on fire. He was all over the field. A lot of really good effort. Sacks will come. Pressure was there. Really liked his game. Thanks a lot, everybody. Patreon members, we're going to have our Zoom happy hour tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. So watch out for that info. And please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.